What's up, guys? Nate Petrosky from Narrowway Homestead coming at you with Minion, and we're going to talk about chaos. Somewhere around a week and a half ago, I posted about everything on the homestead being in chaos, and it really didn't have a whole lot to do with the homestead. Katana was sick. My accountant that I was supposedly working with just straight up disappeared. What's up, Aslan? I was trying to close on that second homestead, but the title company was just not responding to me, like, at all. Been having a duck or two go missing occasionally. Didn't really talk about that. Had a coyote sitting here in the yard. Didn't really talk about that either. But I did in a short video, and basically Az was just needing some help chasing it off. But anyway, I got updates on, like, everything, because I have literally, in my opinion, done no homesteading work in about 2 weeks. I've built nothing, I've designed, okay, no, that's not true. I actually totally redesigned my garage layout. But I mostly designed nothing. I've been on the phone, I have been chasing different companies, trying to get connections. Anyway, finally closed on that property, as most of you know by now. Left him a, pretty much a nasty review, but it was just his own internal survey. I didn't do it publicly. Left the company a nasty review, just saying I was not happy and won't be working with them again. Cool thing about that, the owner of the company, I think a day later, called me and just basically apologized for how badly my experience went. And he pretty much started out the conversation with saying how much his company made on my project and immediately offered me a full refund of that. I thought that was really cool. He doesn't really know me from Adam. He just saw a customer filled out his feedback request thing, and he knew that his that branch had an issue. He told me he personally looks at every single review and feedback they get back, and reached out and immediately offered me a refund. So I'm actually really glad I didn't. I was thinking a lot about posting publicly across all my channels not to use X company because they're terrible. But I knew they had some staff changeover, and as a fellow business owner myself, like, I do know sometimes stuff just gets ignorant. So I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna bash them. I'm not gonna come out and explain my experience and, you know, put the name behind it. I just mentioned there was a title company. I was frustrated with them, and pretty much just let it go. It was contributing to all my chaos issues on the homestead. So that's been completely resolved, and just on top of it, he decided to refund any money his company made from me and my real estate transaction. So I thought that was really cool. I'm pretty happy with that. I'm willing to work with him again. Every company, every person makes mistakes. It's how you correct them that matters the most. And so he corrected it best he could, I do believe, without any real public pressure in any way, and that was just really awesome to see. So I'll work with him again, and if I have a pleasurable experience, I will let you guys know and drop the company name. Okay, on to the accounting thing. I spent 3 hours with an accountant today. Jen and I both did, going over all kinds of stuff. I hired a big accountant, big city accountant, I'll just call him, well over a year ago, and just was not happy. They got lots of staff and resources and answered the call anytime I would respond to them. They just were so disorganized, they weren't really able to do their job effectively at all. Pretty sure I'm going to end up having this new accountant redo all the taxes and amend the returns and correct a bunch of nonsense. And he's probably going to do it for way cheaper. I had tried to go with another accountant, and this was what was really frustrating me, was I had hired this accountant and worked with him. I paid him, I think, just once for something, a few $100, to do a couple things, and he was supposed to be working on a bunch of other stuff. He just disappeared, totally vanished. Website vanished, email address vanished, just gone. And I didn't really realize it. I thought he was working on stuff this whole time. Then a month later, actually 2 months later, I found out, sales tax forms haven't been sent in, and these are all things that must be done on a monthly basis. So this new accountant's got a mess to sort out. Hopefully this one's good. I'm pretty sure, he wasted 3 hours of his time to sit down with me, on top of wasting 4 hours to drive here and 4 hours to drive back. So as of yet, I haven't given him a dime. So once he actually does some work and gets all this stuff set up and going, which hopefully I'll see a lot of progress within this next week, hopefully that's squared away. So property squared away, taxes should be squared away soon. So I was feeling overwhelmed. All kinds of stuff was going on top of having a sick cat and a bunch of other chaos. You know, I had people out for like a homestead weekend party. It was a blast, but it just added to the constant stuff that had to be done. And I think I'm past all of it, and basically for the last 2 weeks I've just been fighting against these problems that were coming up and trying to be a pain, and I was just being really proactive on it. If life is starting to overwhelm you, you have to straight up attack it. I don't know any other way to deal with it other than just attack these problems before they become just crazy problems, because it'll all stack up on you. Sometimes it stacks up on you anyway, and I'm attacking all these problems. Being on the phone constantly. I have so many hours logged writing emails on the phone, dealing with stuff, but I think I'm past most of it. I got winter time coming. Another thing that was going on was I'm dealing with a contractor for building a garage. He was supposed to start this month, July, and that's not going to happen. Now he wants to start in September, and we've talked back and forth, and I'm pretty much okay with it. I'm not thrilled with it, but it is what it is. His other job, and having been a contractor myself, again, I keep emphasizing with everybody else somehow or another, but I know what it's like to have a customer just keep adding or change things, and it pushes your schedule out. So this contractor pretty much got delayed on my project. He said he could come out and start it, or he could sub out parts of it. I hired this guy mostly because of the way he talks about the guys that work for him and the way he interacts with them. And I'll do a whole video on that in the future. But I kind of want to get him here and get him started into it and all that stuff. So I don't want a bunch of subcontractors. Plus I've got a dog, and any new people on the property actually requires a lot of work and interaction with until he really gets to know them. So that's just extra furs and stuff here, you know, and I've got to reintroduce him and let him meet him, and it's a whole thing. Anyway, I hired this guy for a reason. I really want to stick with him. I didn't get scammed on like some big down payment thing or anything like that. I'm not at all concerned about any of that. It's just another thing. And honestly, I keep changing the scope of the project on him too, because I keep redesigning the garage. But I know once he starts, that's when it's not nice to redesign stuff, because then I'm going to pay him to redo stuff. And no, I'm not. I've been on the contractor side of it quite a lot, and while customers do that, and it was just a normal thing I dealt with, the customer paid for it, because I'm like, look, you want to change it mid-project, that's fine, but we're going to have to redo this, we're going to have to change that, you know, that's just how it goes. So got that going. I've got a bunch of stuff I must get done before winter, and it almost has to be done after the garage is up, so I can literally take a bunch of stuff and put it in the garage so I can access what I need to access to do what Minion, have you tried not being super adorable while I'm trying to video? As I have a weed whacker, I can deal with that later. Aslan? Minion? Anyone? Critters. So, all that's going on. I've totally been having some eyeball issues for like a year. It actually looks way better now. Has to do with me being on antibiotics and putting steroid drops in and all kinds of stuff. And I've actually been back and forth to doctors probably 4 times this year, 1 time the previous year, eye doctors or whatever. It's really just eyelid issues, styes, inflammation, leading to pink eye. It's all nonsense. And I wasn't totally happy with how the doctors handled it, or not even went and saw a surgeon. He's like, oh, it looks good now. Well, yeah, it's because you guys had me on medication for like a month. Of course it looks good now. So this time I waited even longer until the eyeball was really crazy looking, and then I went in, and they're like, oh, that didn't, yeah. Anyway, so that's that's a whole thing, but I'm pretty sure that's a consequence of literally not sleeping enough for the past 2 years. If you guys watched the whole What the Hell Happened series, which is back on this channel probably 4 or 5 months by now. And I'll touch on more of that later, probably this winter when I have less going on. It'll be good, honestly, it'll be good filler content for when nothing exciting is happening. It's snowing outside or, you know, whatever, and I don't feel like doing anything. I'll wait for a slower season, basically. If you watch that series, you know I basically have a homestead designed for 3 people that went down to 1 person for just about 2 years, and as a result, I got like no sleep. I've been doing a little better, but there's a number of different health issues that seem to have come up, and me not closing my eyes for more than 2 hours a night for months and months in a row probably has a lot to do with that, and why my eyeballs just being weird. So now I'm trying to catch up to that, figure out what's going on with all that. I actually have eye surgery. Actually, by the time this video is posted, it'll probably be over. So if I randomly happen to be blind in other videos, you'll know what happened. Anyway, got that coming up. Should be a minor outpatient surgery. It's not like a big deal. But I still have the whatever underlying issue is that makes my left eyelid randomly want to be stupid all the time. So anyway, just trying to catch up on all this stuff. I should have called the doctor and got this surgery scheduled like a couple months ago. But I was just like, no, I'm just going to wait till it gets bad enough that they actually say, oh, there's a problem. I'm watching the dogs and animals. Having a blast out here, kind of forgetting I'm recording a video. Except for I have to keep talking or you guys will get bored and run away. Anyway, speaking of getting bored and running away, you'll notice I've been doing a lot of long format YouTube videos. They're kind of all over the place. And it's kind of a test. I've done a bunch of stuff, a bunch of short form videos for a long time, and I pretty much have dialed in how to do those videos. And recently I've just been so busy, like, that those videos have gotten sloppy and I've gotten less views on them, and you know, just whatever. These long videos, I want to keep doing long videos. I'm not going to keep doing them daily like I have been. I'm just kind of testing the waters with a bunch of different types of videos and seeing, you know, the algorithm, the amount of views you get on a video has a lot to do with how interested people are in the video. Obviously people can throw likes and comments, but the amount of views is a good way to go by what people actually want to see. Videos get low views, like I did a video on a TV. Not a big shock that you know, didn't get a lot of views. So I'm just kind of testing a bunch of different types of content. I do love doing gear reviews. Sometimes I do it paid, sometimes it's not paid, but in exchange for product. Other times it's something I just purchased and I'm super excited about, and I've got a bunch of things like that to come up, and I'm going to do at least some of them, whether you guys really like them or not. But this channel is fairly new to long format content on a consistent basis, and I'm just trying to figure out what you guys like, where you guys are at. It's going to be vlog style because I don't have time to like do anything else other than what it is that's going on in my life. There'll be a lot of animal involvement, most likely. I'll bring the horsefly over here. That's right, Az, you deal with it. So there's going to be stuff on the new homestead, the second homestead I call it, that house project. It's a back burner project though, so it'll be interesting. It'll come and go. It's going to take me years to complete. The entire internet's going to think I'm never going to complete it, and that's okay. The last house I fully renovated, gutted and started over took me 9 years. But I had no money and I was living in it, and this is a little bit different scenario. So 9 years should not be the should not be what I end up dealing with. Az is not happy with this horsefly. He tries to bite it out of the air. But yeah, so that'll be a main part of the content. Animals are always going to be a main part of the content because I devote a ton of time to them, whether it's training, working with them, dealing with animal issues that inevitably come up. There'll also be a new livestock guardian dog puppy if everything goes well. Actually, it reminds me, I need to get on there and make a make a deposit to hold my spot. All right, I'll take care of that. Take care of that when I get done with this. Or, yeah. Anyway, got to keep remembering stuff I'm supposed to do. Listen, big slobbery lips. Go bother Minion. That's right. That's right. So anyway, just trying to test the waters with the different long format YouTube videos. Of course, I watch your guys' comments and stuff, but yeah, I just I don't really chase views, but in the same breath, like, views have a lot to do with what people are actually interested in or not. So it's a major factor in what I decide to video. I will be doing less videos. I can't keep up this one long video a day type thing, but for testing the waters, it's easy to throw out a bunch of different videos, just see what sticks, what doesn't, and go from there. So, as always, leave your guys' thoughts below. I think I'm getting ahead of the curve for once. I have to fight like crazy over the next month or so to make sure I'm prepped for winter. It's one thing I see a lot of homesteaders do, and maybe it's just based on, you know, what I see on social media, but I see a lot of homesteaders preparing for winter as winter is hitting and snow is falling and stuff, and I am like scrambling like crazy September, October to be ready for winter. Getting ready for summer is something that happens, you know, late winter, early spring. I try to stay 3 to 4 months ahead on what I'm actively working towards, because there's nothing worse than like getting your firewood in January during a mudslide when there's like an ice storm that just came through and stuff. Like, it's just such a pain. Did that the first year. I had no choice because, you know, first year and everything. I didn't have a previous year to get firewood stacked up. But it's just so important and makes things go so much smoother, especially as one person, to have your homestead prepped just a couple months ahead of time. And if you ever fall behind, it really sucks, because it's hard to spend fall catching up on all your fall chores at the same time you prepare for winter stuff. So you have to be really careful how much stuff you put on your plate too. And I'm really careful when I get new animals to not do a bunch of building projects at the same time, because I'm either training and caring for new animals and adapting them to the homestead, or I'm building. Doing both is very, very difficult. So it's just a matter of properly planning stuff out. I think I've got it down to a science, and then I push it really hard. So if I lose one day a week for like 3 weeks in a row on just something that comes up, like having to go get like an eye surgery thing, like, I feel like it pushes my entire timeline. I schedule my perceived time ridiculously full. And I'm pretty good at knowing exactly what my capabilities are, but I just push it real hard, and to the point where I don't actually, I can't actually lose much time. Like, Katana getting sick, just on top of losing an accountant, was enough to throw me off for weeks and lead me to this whole thing where I've got to fight through and just absolutely push all these problems before they push me into oblivion. So anyway, getting the chaos sorted out, that's going to be the title of this video, and that is the plan. I'm right in the middle of getting it sorted out. Also got a roofer possibly lined up to work on the roof of that other property, because I'd love to get that thing under a new roof before winter and rainy season comes again. So we'll see what's going on with that. All these things I have set up, one of these things is going to fall through the cracks. I'm going to have to fight like crazy on it. I don't know which it's going to be, whether it's the roof thing, whether it's an accounting thing. I have no idea, but one of these things is going to fail, but I bet the rest are going to succeed. And whichever one fails, I'm going to hit like crazy and make it happen. So meantime, Will's over on that other homestead, building his little cabin thing, and getting ready to work on different parts of the house. He has been absolutely awesome to have out here. He hasn't caused me a whole bunch of stress. He's, so far, what he's said he's going to do, he's done, with the exception of, you know, life circumstances sometimes delaying things, such as, for example, the house closing taking forever. So of all the things that have been stressful and annoying in my life, him being here hasn't been one of them, and that's been really cool. And I'm happy that I was able to in my mind, pick somebody that was not going to be a lot of drama and a lot of headache, and it actually be the case where it's not a lot of drama and a lot of headache. So thrilled with that. That's good. Sometimes you get all these problems in life and you focus on them, and you got to remember to step back and just be like, well, this is going well, and this is consistent, and this is awesome. And just remember that while a bunch of things are not going right, a bunch of things actually are, and they're just not in the forefront of your mind, and they're just going smooth. So got a bunch of stuff that's been going good. So anyway, thanks for watching my really long rant video. Once again, like I said, I'm testing longer format videos. This is one style of them. And this one I wanted to push to about 20 minutes or so, just to see how it goes, how it performs, if people are interested or not. And I'll watch the views and I'll watch the comments, and eventually I will settle into a more routine type of posting on long videos. There'll be less of them. I'll stick within certain ones that are kind of niche-like to my channel that my audience seems to enjoy. And some of you guys will just watch any video, and that's really cool, and I appreciate you guys. But I do want to make sure I'm putting out quality content that is worth watching, and that you, the consumer of this content, is happy with. At the same time, it has to be something I can do, and yeah, be real and be based around my life. So alright guys, thanks for watching. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button to the channel, and let me know in the comments what types of videos you prefer, and we'll leave it at that. Take it easy, guys.